Alice Alvey is here, Vice President of Education and Training, and it's partner education and training. I love that. They're at Union Home Mortgage. Love the concept of partnership. And you've partnered with me on this podcast for over 15 years. Alice, thank you so much for being here. You've got a legislative update. Any new information?
Yes, I do. Actually, hello, Dave. I just want to touch base to a little bit on what the MBA Newslink was talking about, and that was the new 203K proposal that FHA has out there. So this runs a little bit differently. So just for everybody's benefit, this is a great set of proposals. There's no one out there who's going to say, don't do that, or there's something wrong with that. What we have to be careful of and help FHA with is the nuances in the wording. So the way they do this is they publish the handbook on basically what they call the drafting table on their website. So you can actually just Google this, do HUD changes to 203K November 2023 drafting table, however you want to phrase those words together. And when you get to the draft, or you can look up the HUD press release and it has a link to the drafting table. And the devil's in the details for something like this to make sure they get the commas and the decimals, make sure that they don't throw in something that causes confusion or leave something out that creates it to be a little bit, to make it more gray. And so commenting on this is different from other things that you might comment on. This is an actual Excel spreadsheet that you have to download. And you would do this as a company where you review the wording that they've put in the new handbook and just make suggestions to FHA line by line, HUD, of what changes or things that you feel should be worded correctly so it's clearly understood. So that's just a heads up on this HUD RFI for the changes to the 203K program, which I think is tremendous that this has been put together so quickly. They want comments by January 5th. So you've got to act quickly because I think they're planning to roll this out much faster than would be typical. So again, the benefits of the program are changing that 203K limited from 30,000 up to 50,000. There's a lot of folks who would have liked that to gone a lot higher. Progress is something. And then the other big thing was increasing the allowable draw limit up to 75% of the material costs versus today's 50%. And then also being able to allow 10 months on those limited K, which we used to call a streamlined K for you old timers out there, and getting an extra 4 months there. All of it playing to the increase in the costs of construction. I'm sure there's a lot of folks who feel, oh my gosh, this is a dent in the bucket. We should have gotten a lot more out of them. But let's not lose this opportunity for the fact that we may want more down the line. Let's make sure we get this wording done well, and then it'll be easier to change in the future. So just a heads up on how that feedback process works and to do it as a company. The only other thing I wanted to touch on today was the Bank of America $12 million fine from CFPB for falsified HMDA data. And the reason I bring this up for everybody here is because in the details here, they're saying that Bank of America had that its loan officers would report mortgage applicants chose, I do not wish to furnish demographic information when actually the question was never asked. And this, I think, happens every single day in mortgage bankers banking land, where loan officers think, yeah, I didn't get the information. Maybe I never asked, but I didn't get the information. So they're checking that box. And this is a $12 million fine. And the ripple effect to this for everybody to be aware of. So first of all, this is a hot button for HUD or CFPB. If they come out and look at this, is where they're going to look. They're going to check your PNPs. They're going to investigate your actual practices. And the ripple effect is that, okay, now you have false demographic information that was filed. What are you hiding? What was in the data? And so the ripple effect gets into fair lending accusations, which they haven't gone there yet with B of A. I don't want to imply that. I'm just saying when regulators find a problem, there's often then a second and third problem that can come out of it. And so just a heads up for everybody out there, it's HMDA season, end of the year, making sure you get your HMDA data right. and then you'll have till end of February. Hey, we get an extra day. It's a leap year next year. And just a heads up that loan officers out there who listen to this program, you have to actually ask the question if customers would like to provide their demographic information. And it is a fine, and a very big fine, if your company is not in compliance with that. So that's my 2 cents for today, Dave. I'll send it back to
Good.
you.
Thank you so much, Alice. That's a really good reminder. $12 million in a market like this. $12 million is significant. What market we're in? But in this kind of market where people are struggling to make any money, that is a significant fine. Good. Excellent report. Thank you, Alice. Appreciate it so much. Appreciate you being here. If you want to hear all of Alice's previous commentaries, this one, want to listen to it and just, as we refer to, binge on Alice, which is always a fun, pleasant experience, go to our website, go over to Alice's page, and you can download and listen to all of what Alice has to say and has been saying over the weeks, months, and years. So it's just allowing you to, it's a way to get a digest of all the things she reports on this podcast. Again, thank you, Alice. Appreciate you much.